All right, welcome future real estate superstars. If you're ready to absolutely crush that state licensing exam and get your career off the ground, then you are in exactly the right place. Let's dive right in and get you prepped for exam day. So I want you to really think about this for a second. Picture it, your very first clients. This isn't just some random test question, right? This is literally day one stuff. Getting this right is what separates the pros from the rookies, and trust me, by the time we're done here, you are going to know this answer cold.
Okay, here's our game plan. We're going to move fast and focus on exactly what you need to pass. We'll jump into your real estate playbook, get you fluent in the lingo with the terminology vault. I'll show you how to navigate those tricky exam traps, and then we'll wrap it all up with a super fast recap. Sound good? Let's go.
All right, first up, your real estate playbook. Look, this isn't just theory from a textbook. These are the core activities, the fundamentals, that are literally going to drive every single dollar you make in this business. So mastering this stuff right here, it's your first big step toward a killer career.
So what does a brokerage actually do? Well, it all boils down to these 4 things. Seriously, every single successful brokerage, big or small, has these on lock. You're going to be a matchmaker, right? Locating buyers and sellers. You're a marketer, getting those properties seen. You're a negotiator, fighting for that great deal. And you're a guide, helping everyone navigate that tricky closing process.
Okay, lean in for this one because this is super important. I know, most of you are probably thinking, I'm just going to sell houses, and that's great. But the state exam, it doesn't care. It is absolutely 100% going to test you on all 5 of these specialties. They need to know you get the whole picture, from selling a cozy little bungalow to brokering the sale of a whole business.
Exam alert! Okay, lights flashing, sirens blaring on this one. I can practically guarantee you're going to see a question on this. The test loves to ask about the correct order of development. And honestly, it's just common sense, right? First, you got to acquire the land. You can't develop what you don't own. Then, you subdivide it. Draw the lot lines, put in roads. And finally, you construct the buildings. Acquire, subdivide, construct. Burn that order into your brain.
And speaking of construction, you've got to know the 3 main categories of residential building. First up, spec homes. That's short for speculation. A builder builds it hoping, or speculating, a buyer will come along. Then you have custom homes. This is the dream home scenario, right? Built from scratch for one specific buyer's every wish. And finally, tract homes. Think of those big new neighborhoods where you can pick from like Model A, B, or C. That's a tract home. Okay, let's switch gears. Welcome to the Terminology Vault. This is our rapid-fire round. You want to pass this exam, you have to speak the language. These terms are practically guaranteed to be on the test, so let's nail them down, one by one.
First up, the Multiple Listing Service, or MLS. The best way to think about this, it's like a giant shared digital library just for real estate agents. It's the system that lets us all play nice in the sandbox. We share our listings, we see what everyone else has, and importantly, we agree on how we're going to pay each other. It is truly the backbone of the entire residential market.
Next, we have USPAPE. Yeah, it's a mouthful. It stands for the Uniform Standards of Professional Appraisal Practice. All you really need to know is this. It's the official rulebook for appraisers. When a bank needs a formal, official valuation for a loan, this is the gold standard they follow. It's not a list of suggestions. It's the law of the land for appraisals, making sure they're done right every single time.
Have you ever wondered, when a new subdivision goes up, who owns the roads or the little park at the entrance? Well, that process is called dedication. It's when the developer officially hands over ownership of all that stuff, the streets, the sidewalks, the sewer lines, to the town or county. They are dedicating it for public use.
Okay, next up is farm area. And no, we are not talking about tractors and cows here. A farm area is your target market. It's when you, as an agent, pick a specific geographic area, a neighborhood, a condo building, whatever, and you decide, I'm going to own this market. You become the go-to expert for that spot. It's a huge strategy for building your brand and getting leads.
All right, everybody, I need you to listen up. We're shifting gears, and this part is absolutely critical. See, the exam isn't just a test of what you know. It's a test of whether you can spot the traps they intentionally set for you. And we're about to talk about one of the biggest ones.
Exam alert. I cannot say this loud enough. The test will try to trip you up on the difference between a CMA, a BPO, and an appraisal. This is, hands down, one of the topics where people mess up the most. Why? Because the names all sound kind of the same, but what they are, who does them, and what they're used for are worlds apart. You have to know the difference.
Okay, let's break this down. Look at the table.
A CMA, that's a comparative market analysis. That's your tool. You'll do this for a seller to figure out a listing price or for a buyer to figure out an offer. Simple enough. Then, way over on the other side, you have an appraisal. This is the formal official valuation done by a state-credentialed appraiser, almost always for a lender who's giving a mortgage. Now, here's the trap. Right in the middle is the BPO, the broker price opinion. A broker does it, often for a lender, but, and this is the key, it is not an appraisal. It's just a quick price check. The exam will give you a scenario about a BPO and try to make you call it an appraisal. Don't you fall for it.
All right, let's bring it on home. It's time for the 60-second recap. If you remember nothing else, remember these 3 things. We're going to lock them in right now so you're ready for exam day. You with me? Let's do it.
Number 1. What's a brokerage's main job? At the end of the day, it's being a matchmaker and a guide. You bring buyers and sellers together, and then you get them across the finish line at closing. That's the core of the business.
Number 2, don't fall into the valuation trap. Here's the mantra. An appraisal is for the lender's loan. A CMA is for the client's price. One is for the bank, one is for your client. They are not interchangeable. Got it?
And number 3, development is a one-way street. It always happens in the same order. You acquire the land, you subdivide it, and then you construct on it. Acquire, subdivide, construct. Don't get that order mixed up.
So there you have it. You've got the fundamentals dialed in. This is the foundation you're going to build your entire career on. So the only real question left is, which part of this amazing industry are you going to dominate first? You are ready. You've got this. Now go out there and absolutely crush that exam.